Honestly, the sky is going to be so nice. I can't wait to show you. But there's only so much I could do. Partly because I've run out of clay again. Just about. And partly because it's got to dry. Which is lucky I've run out of clay, really. But I've just done a bit more. Let me show you. I can't show you in one photo because I've still got to hold it together. Can you see him? I'll show you close up. Well, there's his... Look. Isn't he a fine figure? A fine figure. But this is... Honestly, it's so nice. Did you see his head properly yesterday? Not really, show us up. That's going to be his head, but he's still drying. It's supposed to look a bit like a... Well, it's clearly a raven's cowl. A bit like a helmet as well. That was sort of what I was thinking. And there is claws that I've made so far, which are starting to dry. But I've just done, and I've just sort of trialled it out a bit. I've started to make an arm. So that's going to be the shoulder, and then his arm will carry on down there. And it should just sort of prop in. Now I can add some more to it. I've tried to hold it on now, but this bit's still damp. So, that's the wrong one, I think. Can you see? Why is it all blurry? So his claws will hang down. And I can build up his shoulders. And he can have his head on the top. You can't see a damn thing. Well, and then I've got to do the wings on the back. That'll be that stage done anyway. Lucky for me, I'll get paid tonight. It's all going to collapse, isn't it? And I've put holes in his back here, so I can do a similar sort of thing when I do his wings. How are you going to make the wings? Carrot's knows, doesn't he? The old, well, even old, what's his name knows as well. Fielding, he knows. Everyone knows, actually. All the film people, all the people who do, I don't know, puppets. Probably just tissue paper over some sort of frame. Canes, I imagine, or bits of stick. You can use anything, really, can't you? Do some more to his little buttocks. I don't know what to do to his buttocks. He's got a sort of a tail. This is what I was doing in this picture. This was fun when I was doing this. I mean, it went a bit crazy. I could do in this sort of tail. I don't really know, actually. But because she had like a Scorpio tail, a scorpion's thing for a tail. She had two tails, surprisingly. And his back legs was just a dick. I know, it's it's the Scorpio thing again. But that was like a Scorpio. Well, I know it's not exactly a scorpion's tail, but it was. I was just in that sort of strange headspace. It's always the same. Always the same. Dicks everywhere. I think she's got a dick as well, probably falling out. Probably. Kind of her own. It's a Scorpio thing. So they were sort of angled. I'll show you the paintbrush. So they can go whichever way. But you can file those holes down a bit if you want to change the angle, probably. Just work with it. We'll just work with it. It'll all crumble down, probably. But that's why the wings don't want to be too heavy. We'll just put it back. The whole thing will collapse. I'm sure of it. It won't. We're going to hold it together with wishes and dreams. We're not going to go and do we're not going to do what? What we're not going to do? An art show. This is just for my private collection. I'm going to sit in the corner. Where's he going to hold his candles though? That's the thing that's upsetting me now. what I started to say before, I might do this actually, it sounds fun for me because it will help be some sort of support. I started to say one of the other things about him having these great pendulous scrotal sac, which I could then hollow out and put like incense in. But I was thinking I can, but this kind of works with the whole. It does kind of work. I could make them into like little houses, couldn't I? Like fairy houses. And it's the underground. It's like the Pluto underground world. Hanging garden, I suppose. It's funny. I don't know though. It depends how much support. It depends how much support he needs to stand by himself. He's going to have to rest on his laurels, if you like. The Angel of Death. It's going to be great. It's going to be so nice. I love this so much. I'm so pleased. I'm so proud of myself. So just for even trying it, for even attempting it, to be honest. I wish it would hurry up and dry so I could start filing it. That's one of my favourite things to do, is like sanding it. You can really. I've done a cup. Let me go and get the cup from the room. I did ages and ages ago. Clearly you can't use it, it's just air drying clay. But it was supposed to be like a tree, but a face. It's definitely a wizard's cup. There's a hole in the tree. But you can really sort of carve into it afterwards. So after you've done it, so all this work was done. I don't know what I did it with. Maybe just like I don't even know. Probably just a little bit of sandpaper. But it was supposed to be the elements, I think, wind and rain and things like that. So there we go. Some mushrooms, I can stick some mushrooms. I don't want to put fucking candles though. I wanted him to be holding the candles, but I don't think he will. I don't think he'll be doing that. I can't see him wanting to. Even had candle holders in his wings. What we could do. It sounds a bit dangerous. It's only going to be what? Decorative, I suppose. You get small candles, wouldn't you? It looks like he's got a white horse on his stomach. I sort of did it. It was supposed to be his chiselled abs. I don't know, but then I just noticed he's got like a white horse on it, which is kind of cool as well. Look, can you see? At the moment, that might go later on. I'm going to do some more to his feet. Can you see his claws? Like his toes starting to come together. That's just the skeletal beginnings of it. I had to tie him into position. This old bit of wire. There's still loads of time for it to go wrong. I think what I was thinking with the back, when I started this bit, I was going to do, I went the wrong way round. Like, is it Neptune who's got those things down his back, like down that way? But I've done it that way, so I might still do that, like sort of fins, I suppose. I'm not really sure. I don't really know. He keeps tipping that way. Tip back again, sir. I'll have to balance it when I put his wings on, his arms and that, maybe. I don't really know. So that was that bit of fun I had. Really quite symbolic to have a town in his rules, a whole other world to be discovered. I suppose it would be. And that was the end of the story. Make another one with antlers after. Yeah, well, I could do. Antlers sound hard when you've practiced. Make a whole family. Releasing the spirit. That sounds pure filth, probably. He's off in the woods releasing his spirit. Through his antlers. That'll be fun. we might be able to get that on the Christmas table. You could put sparklers in it, those Christmas sparklers, can't you? Those indoor fireworks with little spaces for those and just light them out of his ankles. You could do that, probably, true. Right, I think that's it. That's what I have to show you for now. It needs to be in a sort of twig world, doesn't it, I suppose? Like standing on a hobbit house or something. I was thinking when I was not when I started it, but more recently when I was thinking about it, about using, I've got a load of this sea glass that I picked up from somewhere, and I was going to put some of that on it. Oh, I don't really know, to be honest. I have no idea. As a stream running down the steps from the garden. Well, I like that idea, actually, especially with the raven's head. And the white horse on his stomach, would have been carried by the white horse. I left the wire inside his legs. It's going to be so nice. So nice. It's going to be so nice when it's finished. Lurchers and long dogs. Oh, God, I know. I mean, long dogs are wallops, aren't they? Fucking idiots. It does matter, doesn't it? Which one covers which? Because it depends on which way they turn out. If you've got a whippet over a Saluki, it's different to a Saluki over a whippet. Fucking too much Saluki, and you've got a brain damaged idiot with with a pencil case for a job. I do like Saluki, though. It's true. It's to do with breeding. Get a silk purse out of a sow's ear, as they say. Why don't I do women? Well, I do sometimes. I've got the goddess, haven't I? Where's she? In the kitchen. I don't know. Maybe it's part of the... I don't really know, to be honest. She's there, isn't she? Why's she got no arms or legs? Well, because it's a candle holder. And, I do women sometimes. But they're always quite, you know... I don't really know. Bestial, I suppose. It's just my mood. That's how art is, isn't it? That's how art is. I do these little fairies. They're women. These ones. I need to get the glue out and have another go of them. I showed you, didn't I, before? These were just from little bits of wood from the works. And they were flat. Like the fairies were flat. I found some more, actually, the other day. Because I was moaning that I couldn't do any more. You know what they are, just die cut ones. And then I had some butterflies as well. And I just wanted to make their wings stick out, so I cut all their wings off and then cut some butterflies up and then glued them back on with that tiger balm glue, which is why I think they've fallen off again. And then just did them with those paint pens. Just as a fun thing to do. I would have hung them on the Christmas tree do you know what? If I could have been bothered to put a Christmas tree up. But I do little fairies around the house. Why don't I do boy fairies? Oh, for God's sake, do you know what? Have you ever done any art? You just have to do what you feel like doing. I feel like doing this today. I feel like doing this today. I feel like doing this today. That's what my son used to say to me. Why can't you paint a picture? It's because I'm not in a painting picture mood. Have you ever tried to paint a picture when you're in a painting mood? It just ends up being a load of what? A load of nothing. Well, do you know what? That's not true, is it? But this is why I used to have a shelf test when I was painting. It's like, do you know what do I like? Here, I'm going to put you on the shelf and live with you for a bit. And I get to go back to it later on, another day. It's like, well, do you know what? Today I'm going to do some more to this. I've been sitting there for 15 years, but today I feel like scribbling over the top of it. And burning it probably. But that's just me. Not everyone's the same. I started this about 3 years ago. Literally because I wanted to have it. It probably was when I'd done those scribbles in that book, and I was just going to have it in the corner of the room because I was in that room at the time, with lights on it, just in the corner. That's how ideas develop. You just start and work it through. Ravens of old, as you know. I put this one in the bathroom that I did ages ago. I know it wasn't that good, but I went for a phase of just doing them. Can't really see it very well. That's the raven there. Flying over the pine forest. You can't really see that very well either. It's supposed to be that sort of shadowy thing. I think it's because I got bored of painting dogs, so I did some ravens or crows. FAB. Who's that little dolly? I couldn't say. It was a white wedded bride. There was a whole collection of them here going on at the time. Look, have you seen my foot? A hole in the bottom. I think I put things in there and burnt them. But that was the masculine aspect when I did the, because on an altar you're supposed to have a masculine and a feminine, the god and the goddess, if you like. So I think which one I did first? I think the female, which was this one. And then I just felt like doing the masculine as a foot. It's like to do with putting your foot down, I suppose. But I just like feet because I'm a Pisces. Why has he got that old thing on it? I put it on recently. I bought that. I used to wear it around my neck. I just felt like putting it around his ankle. He had different things on it. It had like a prostitute's ankle on it for a bit. I don't know. It's just I like to dress things up. It's like any other seasonal event. I decided to put that on it recently. It just seemed like a nice thing to do. That's my crow skull. Where'd I go out from? In Arna's festival ages ago. It was really, I think it was 65 quid. It wasn't cheap. Well, for me anyway. I just wanted it. Maybe not quite that much, but it was a tidy sum. I just wanted to get it because, like, ravens, my spirit. It was one of my first totem animals. The polar bear and a raven. For duality, I believe, the darkness and the light. Where did I get them from? I got from an old travelling shaman, probably. Have these. Come through this hole in the tree and I'll see what I have in my pocket for you. You can take these away. This is now who you are. It's true. I go by many names. Mallory Potts. Mallory Potts. Known in the squats. I don't know. That's it, really. I was bored. I don't know what else to do now. Keep working on his feet. I love this claw. It's like a dragon's claw, isn't it? I'm quite proud of that too. I don't know what to do the rest of his legs. They're a bit like malformed at the moment, but we don't mind them a bit malformed. I'll maybe stick some moss on it or something. Or small bits of fluff. Make it a bit more pan-like. I don't really know. Cover it up. Cover it up with something. Moss? I tell you what I could do. I could put some old toilet paper on it and some cress seeds. Oh yeah, though. I got this old stuff. You could do something with this. That'll make it pan-like, wouldn't it? These old things. This old koi stuff. Koi. That just sounds like a mess. Well, that's part of the fun of just playing with clay, isn't it? So go and do something creative. Go and do some junk modelling. Of actual junk. I heard it wrong again. I want to do horns as well. Like ram's horns. I don't know where I'd put those though. I can't wait to finish. I'll put a picture up properly. But I can't do it until this is dried. And it can hold its own a bit more. There's got to be more tissue in his stomach, but that might stay there. That's the chain. The chain of pain. Right, I'll do, I suppose. I'll be back later on.